Hello everyone, this is your captain speaking, and welcome to the stream. I hope we're all having a good night tonight. Give me a second. Running a little bit behind because I got into farming brain, and so then I was farming. And then suddenly it was time to go. So here we are. I'm actually I'll just leave the alerts the way that they are. Oh, one thing I forgot. I have to turn my sounds back on for World of Warcraft. I thought I did this here. I did not. I did it in game. There we go. Let's turn on some music too. Why not? Let's turn master volume to 60. Anyway, I'm farming Noble Garden. As you can see, I have some stuff to get. I've already gotten the floral staff and the bouquet, so now I'm gonna get the axe because I have 100 chocolates. And now I just need to get the floral stalk and the floral edge, and then I should, theoretically, have everything from the event. These don't say already known, but they're actual items you can wear instead of just, I have that circlet, that circlet, that circlet, tisket, tasket, Noble Garden basket, yeah. So I just need 200 more. I have the music too quiet right now. Hold on. There. How's that? That's a little bit better. Okay, so I just have to harvest 200 more eggs, which really isn't that hard. This event is Noble Garden. It's essentially the Easter equivalent. You find a bunch of eggs that are laid by rabbits, except they actually are laid by rabbits because this is fantasy. This is fantasy game, so sure, fuck it. Do I have an elegant dress? I do. Where is Riddick? Okay, someone else has it under control. So the place that I am is Azure Watch. It's the main starter city, or starter town, I would say, of the Draenei. When you roll a Draenei and you use the Draenei start instead of the Adventurer start, because now there's two starting experiences. So when you use the Draenei start, this is the first real town you get to. And it's in the starter town for every race that you can play. So, what we're doing is we're running around and picking up eggs. As you can see, I've already collected 22. I don't bother to go over for that one because it gets me out of cycle. Because here's the thing. The way this used to work is one person could loot an egg at a time. Now, the first person loots an egg, it starts a timer until it despawns and then a new one spawns. Which the respawn times are fast, but if you get out of cycle, then you click on a bunch of eggs and it'll say no loot or this object does not exist or something because you happen to catch the tail end of the cycle as it's about to despawn. And it's just mildly annoying to get back in cycle if that's happening, so I just do not bother. Also, I am in cat form because if you are not in a form that it cannot affect, then every once in a while you will just turn into a rabbit and start laying eggs. So I'm in cat form to avoid that. Also, it makes me a little bit faster to help me stay on the cycle. As far as that goes, I've also got the eggs on my hotbar, as you can see, so that I can press the button with my thumb because I have a gaming mouse because I have a problem, by which I mean I have played World of Warcraft for over a decade. And so I steadily open up eggs as we go because you can open up eggs without having to actually, like, use a cast bar. It only... I don't think it even actually triggers the global cooldown. But regardless, I do that while on the move, mainly so that my inventory doesn't fill up too much and so I can kind of keep eggs a little bit manageable. And then I'm mainly using the strafe keys so that I can keep facing forward. And then if I use the strafe keys, I can keep my character moving properly, while also, like, you know, keeping track of what's going on. Which is honestly a lot more work into optimizing this than I really should have put into it. I shouldn't really be optimizing this at all, but, actually misclicking that 3 times might get me off cycle, but I might be okay. Like, you don't stay off cycle for very long, but god is it annoying for a little bit. Oof, I'm not exactly off cycle, but I'm a little bit off cycle because I'm not even getting to see any respawns. Okay, I'm a little bit off cycle. That's annoying, but I'll get back on it soon. Let's put that back there. Ooh, here we go. Now we're getting back on track. Occasionally I will just go forward, but mostly it's strafing. But yeah, this is basically the entirety of what we're doing with Noble Garden today. I actually collected the like 200 before stream started. Like, that's what I was doing, and like I said, I got into farming brain, and so I just kind of was delayed on start. But I collected 200 before stream, so it shouldn't be that difficult to get the last 200 that we need, I believe I said earlier. Yeah, I can just spam it if I need to. I mean, there's like a global cooldown, but other than that... There we go. Now we're back to a manageable amount, and we're at 60 chocolates. So here's the thing. Each egg contains a chocolate. What we need to do is we need to get 100 chocolates to trade in for each item. So as you can see, we're already making pretty good progress. I imagine we'll be done in the next 10, maybe 15 minutes if we get off cycle. At which point I will probably swap over to a character to get some leveling done, because this patch is also the patch of Winds of Mysterious Fortune, which increases XP gain and stuff. So, good time to level alts. The only problem is that current time walking dungeon set is Legion, which is fine, but IMO... oh, fuck, we're getting off cycle. But, I don't know. I don't have as much experience with the Legion dungeons, and they feel a little bit longer than, say, Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, unless you get really unlucky on your Lich King pull. Like, your Lich King dungeon pull. If you get Oculus, you're just... you're just fucked. But for the most part, they feel shorter, so you can run them a lot faster, which is because the main reason that you're running time walking is not, in fact, to run the dungeons themselves. It's because for each dungeon you run, you get a stupid amount of XP. I cannot show you on this character because she is max level, but I will show you when we swap over. Like, the difference is crazy. I think yesterday it was like, oh yeah, if you do a dungeon for the expansion that you're trying to actually do or whatever, like that you have set up to do with like chromie time or whatever you're doing to level. If you do that dungeon, then you get like 6k XP at the end of the dungeon, which, fine. It's XP. But if you do the time walking dungeon, I think it was like 36,000. Like, that's crazy. So, of course you would want to run the time walking if you just want to level and you want to clear as many of them as fast as possible for the maximum level gain. Because, I don't know. I don't really, like, enjoy leveling anymore. I don't feel like that's an awkward or, like, strange thing to say. But also, I don't think it's that they made leveling bad. I think it's just, I've leveled a lot, and I'm over it, is kind of what it comes down to. Like, I'll play an expansions experience, right? At least once. Possibly twice if there's, like, some diverging path stuff or whatever. But other than that, I don't usually really care to, like, play through the leveling experience again. 'Cause, like, I've already done it. I want to do other things. Like, I want to play Battlegrounds on my Battleground character. I want to play, I want to do raids. I want to do scenarios. I want to do Raid Finder. I want to farm something, you know? And, like, I have a couple characters that I've tried to change up my playstyle to make it a little bit more interesting for me to level. Like, I have a character who I am leveling exclusively through killing mobs, which is gonna be grindy as all hell, but, one, I like a good grind. Like this is a nice little grind, tiny little grind, you know? We're already almost at 100 chocolates, like, this is easy. You sit down, and you put on, like, a YouTube video or, like, a podcast or something, and you are set. Like, hello, I am Autism playing the autism game. You give me something to listen to and you give me a very repetitive, easy task to do over and over and over again, and I am thrilled. This is like spreadsheets to me. But, yeah, I like a little bit of a grind from time to time. Just like a chill one, you know? Which reminds me, I need to do all my raid farms. That's a problem for future me. But yeah, I like a little bit of a grind, and so that's something different to do, you know? Like, I'm not gonna run any dungeons on him, because that feels like that would make it a little bit too easy. See, that's what I mean. The invalid target, if you're just out of cycle and it starts to despawn. But I might run him through some Battlegrounds. I don't know. I'm mainly running him through solo stuff, but eventually I'm gonna get tired of just killing mobs on, like, free farm. So at some point I'm gonna have to come up with something else. And I think putting him in Battlegrounds would be fine. Would be like a fine compromise. I just won't go for objectives. Which, to be honest, most of the time I don't go for objectives anyway, because it's like, capture the flag, and it's like, no. I'm not good at that. I used to be good at capturing the flag, or at the very least, decent. Oh, I am fully out of sequence now. Oh, this is unfortunate. Egg. But now I'm not as good at it anymore. So it would just be like Battleground killing, you know? That's actually on my Feral Druid. I do not play Feral Druid. I'm in a cat form right now, but, I play Boomkin, and I've played healer before. Resto. So, I don't really... Actually, hold on. Let me move that temporarily. So now I can just look down at my bar and see how many I have. I don't really play melee classes much. this may come as a surprise, but I like playing caster classes. I'm sure that comes as a shock to you, chat. But, I really don't play melee, and so that was part of my thing, is like, oh, I'll make a druid, and he'll be a melee character, and I'll level him out specifically through killing mobs. And then I actually got, like, an add-on that made it, like, one of those immersive add-ons, so it took away some of the stuff on my screen, and it was just, like, no, I don't need to know my quests, I don't need to know any of this stuff up here, I just need to know where is mob and I will bite. But like character-wise, he's actually supposed to be, cause I used to play on a roleplay realm. Argent Dawn represent Argent Dawn NA. But he was supposed to actually be my, my main Mav here. Supposed to be Mav's father, canonically, who got stuck in the dream for a while, and now he's a little bit dumb. He's a little dumb, but that's okay. He's a little bit, feral, but it's fine. He's just a silly little guy, who could fucking do so much damage with his cat teeth. But I never actually got the chance to, like, roleplay him or anything. But that's still really his concept. And then I have some other characters that also have roleplay concepts, back from when I did roleplay. Which, honestly, that's one thing I miss about New WoW. Is that roleplay, at least on the realms that aren't the big three, which are Wormrest, Moonguard, and I know there's a third one, but I can't think of it off the top of my head, because I always played on on Wormrest, and of course, any role player knows about Moonguard. But like, if you're not on one of the big three anymore, you don't really experience roleplay anymore. That's one of the reasons I was kind of okay with swapping my realm back when my original guild did. I still didn't like it, because I didn't like not being on my realm, but no one roleplayed anymore. So, I was hoping I could convince them to swap to a roleplay realm. Alas, it didn't work. But it's fine. But here we are. And yeah, you don't really encounter roleplay anymore, and honestly, that's something that really saddens me, because roleplay was something I really enjoyed. And well, like, I've been roleplaying since the beginning of my experience in WoW. Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys, I was that annoying kid who didn't quite know the lore, and so tried to act like I did. Not in, like, the arrogant type, but in the, yes, I know the answer to this. It's this. Loudly but confidently gives the incorrect answer type shit, you know? And, like, people were actually really patient with me, which, thank God. But, yeah, you don't really encounter roleplay anymore. And it's honestly saddening to me, because I really enjoyed it. I did a lot of work on storytelling through that medium, and it was a lot of fun. And, like, sure, we moved quite a bit of it out of game, mainly because of time reasons. We started, me and a group of friends started role-playing on Skype, like in text chat on Skype, mainly because of time issues. We wouldn't know when we'd all be able to get on, so if we did, like, text-based roleplay in Skype, then people could reply whenever they were available, and then the next person could reply whenever they were available, and stuff like that. So we really moved to that for a long time. But we still did in-game roleplay and stuff, and even a couple years back during, like, the height of COVID, I was part of a group. I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I was actually part of, like, a Discord that was, like, a queer roleplay Discord that did events for Pride Month and stuff like that in-game. And I think going to one of those events before the Discord imploded was one of the last times I roleplayed in-game. Which is really sad, because I miss it. I like telling stories with other people. That's why I like this game, is the connections you make with other people. And sure, you don't have to be making connections with other people. I'm in a guild now. I'm in a new guild. A different guild than I was in before. And I don't always talk with them, because I have anxiety, but I get to see them doing things, you know? I get to see, oh, this person's working on this achievement, or stuff like that, and they're really patient with me, too. I actually logged on raid night for the first time in a while that I've had a chance, and got, like, an immediate invite to, like, kill the final boss, which was really sweet of them. But, yeah, you don't have to, like, directly be interacting with people. You can just, like, watch. You can people watch. That's really a thing I enjoy doing. I actually... I turned it into a different YouTube channel, where I just go to zones and record footage, like, of the music, of the ambiance, of people running around. Like, I don't follow them or anything. It's like, I sit in one spot, like, I would be sitting out of sequence, so this doesn't matter. So I would be, like, sitting here, right? And I would zoom in, I would turn off this, and I would just film this. And just, like, let audio play, watch the people run around, watch the NPCs and stuff like that. Because that's one of the things I like to do. Is just, like, see people being people. Like, listen. The internet can sometimes be a really shitty place. And, like, anyone who has played World of Warcraft for a long period of time is like, oh, don't go to Goldshire, we don't go to Goldshire, like, stuff like that, right? But when it comes down to it, we're all people, and I like seeing people be people. I like to human watch. 'Cause, like, I'll, like, set up a camera in a little corner area, right? And I'll just be, like, watching the NPCs interact, and then I'll see this one guy. Like, this is an actual example. When I was recording some footage of the, time running event of Mists, I was recording some footage of the shrine for, like, ambiance, and there was this guy who started running around, and then he, like, ran up the stairs, and I think noticed that when he went up the stairs, the NPCs changed, because they had, like, a glamour effect. If you were within range, you would see the glamour. If you were out of range, you did not see the glamour. Swap that, I think, maybe? Anyway, I was recording that, and I think he had just experienced that for the first time, because I saw him stop moving, and then jump back down the stairs, and then, like, run up to a couple NPCs, and then run back up the stairs, and then immediately leap down from the stairs again, and just kept doing that for, like, 20, or, like, 10 seconds, maybe, and then ran off for a bit, and then a couple minutes later came back and did it again, and stuff like that. And it was just really, I just liked seeing that, because it was just a human being a human. And I know when I say it like that, it sounds like I'm othering, or some weird, like, some weird shit, but it's human behavior, and humans are an animal. We are animals. And so I like watching human behavior. I like watching humans be humans. Because a lot of the times, humans are good. And I like to watch them just be silly little guys. And I can't watch myself be a silly little guy. I am always a silly little guy, and I'm not even always aware of the fact. But I can watch other people, and I can see what they're up to. that was a lot of rambling there, but I think I got to my point eventually. And we're getting close. I'm gonna drink some water real quick. Okay, I have soothed my throat from all of the rambling. But yeah, we're getting close to having enough eggs. Maybe we won't do that much leveling then. Maybe we'll do a little bit of fishing. Because I'm thinking tonight's stream is only going to be like an hour. Because I'm really worn out. For those of you who don't know, I'm having to clear out my storage unit due to the whole losing my job thing. So I've been doing that a lot, and that is a lot of physical and emotional labor. So I ended up having to go over there today because I've been going there like almost every other day at least. And so I am tired, and it is almost 7 p.m. and I am sleepy. Am I going to go to bed? No. But am I going to stop stream at the top of the hour, send y'all to someone else maybe, depending on how many are watching. Otherwise, I'll let y'all disperse yourselves. And then just do something relaxing, something mind-numbing. Maybe I'll keep farming some stuff like this. Just like without the pressure of having to talk or be entertaining, and just like with a podcast in the background. Actually, I haven't been listening to many podcasts recently. I've mainly been listening to YouTube playthroughs, and video essays. You know me, I'm autistic, I love a good video essay. Actually, what I was listening to today was someone talk about the lore of Enna, E-N-A, which I've watched Enna before, but it's back on the menu, boys. It's back on the brain because Dream Barbecue just came out, and I found out about that, and so I got back into watching Enna. I had not watched all of Enna before, but now I have, twice. And I like it. It's a fun little thing. And I'm definitely going to play the game. I'm probably going to play the game off stream, though. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out. But I am definitely going to play the game because I love a good egg game. But I was listening to a video about someone try to explain the story of Enna. Not the game, but the YouTube series. And I feel like they're probably kind of close to the intended meaning. So that's been enjoyable to listen to. I like hearing people talk about things that they enjoy. Which is one of the reasons I do it so much on my stream. First of all, because if I don't talk about my interests, I will cry. If I don't talk about my interests a certain amount per day, I will cry. No. But also because, like, I really like listening to people talk about things that they're passionate about or things that they care about, you know what I mean? So, because I enjoy that type of content, I want to make that kind of content. I hope that makes sense. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm so rambly and talkative today. Because, like I said, I was really tired, but... What the heck? Weird hitbox. But yeah. Just chilling. Oh, we're actually almost at the eggs. Not enjoying the little bits of random world lag or game lag I'm getting, but not entirely sure what's causing that, and I have been getting a little bit of lag since the update. It could be one of my add-ons, honestly, maybe a buggy update or something, because I do run add-ons. As you can see, I have these bars here, which, for those of you who don't play WoW, these in the middle of my screen are not typically there. I use an add-on for that, specifically because I'm so used to it at this point. Neither is the map usually this pretty, the mini-map. But I've been playing the game with it for so long, it feels uncomfortable when I don't have it. And grab these eggs, and we are done. No, we're not, because that one didn't give me an egg, that gave me an item I already have. There we go. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. I don't need the blossoming branches. That I can sell, that I can't. That's binds when equipped, so maybe I can sell it for, like, pennies on the dollar. Maybe I can sell it for, like, 4 copper. The elegant dress is warbound, and I can sell that. I don't need the blossoming branch. I don't need the blossoming branch. I don't need the blossoming branch. And you'll never guess it, I don't need the blossoming branch. And then yeah, the rest of the stuff I can sell. I would love to just sell these, but I can't. Honestly, I'll probably just destroy them. I think I have like 7 on my bank alt to try to sell, and it's not working. Want to browse your goods, buy my vendor trash. And then, yeah, I know that. Let's get the stalk and floral edge. Why is that one not refundable? Why is this one refundable, but that one isn't? What? That was weird. Anyway, now we have all of these. I don't have all 3 lovely ducklings, but I don't need them. And I spent all my chocolates. I already have the spring strider. There is a world boss we could go fight if it's up. Let's see if it's up, because then we could do that. I'm gonna send myself to Dalaran. Stretch. Because I set my Hearthstone to the VAT works, so that is not going to be an effective way to get anywhere that I need to go right now. It's a more effective location that my Hearthstone has had in ages. Because my Hearthstone used to be set to Theramore, and then it was set to the farm in Mists of Pandaria for several expansions after Pandaria. And then it was set to the new Night Elf City, where nothing happens because I didn't find out about the new Night Elf City until after that expansion. So, Dalaran Hearthstone is the best for this. We're gonna fly over here. Don't mind the fact that I didn't turn into a bird. That's called latency issues. Ooh, I know what I'll do after stream. I haven't done... Excuse me. I've been doing a lot more fishing farming lately, because fish go for more on the auction house right now. But I haven't done a lot of mineral farming. Like, my main method of earning gold for the longest time was, in fact, farming Sarnite. Where am I at? Right. Was, in fact, farming Sarnite, and so I would go and I would just farm Sarnite for the night. Like, that would just be what I did. And I haven't done that in a while because I swapped to fishing, but fishing requires a little bit more brain power. So, maybe I'll do fishing. Maybe I'll do mining. I don't know. I'll do one of them. Prepare for quacks. We got a minimum amount of quacks. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna go to the nest and we're going to Ooh, he's up, he's up, he's up, he's up. I'm not gonna make it. Shit. Fuck. Come on, fly a little faster, fly a little faster. Yes! Whoo! Last minute tag, let's go. Because, like, the cooldown, at least before, was fucking insane. It was like 15 to 30 minutes for the thing to spawn, and then you have to hunt down the thing, and then... Bleh. So... That's a boss fight. That's a world boss fight. He has mechanics. Couldn't tell you what they are. I think you don't stand next to him at certain points. That's all I know. Sure, I'll do another daily quest for, like, quest credit or whatever. Scare the ducks, scare the ducks. Because some of the ducks are spies. That's a weird sentence, but it's true. The whole thing about, like, Noble Garden after its update is, like, yeah, there's this guy, he's, like, a druid, and he's disguising himself as a duck. And he's getting other druids to side with him who are also disguising themselves as ducks. And I think there's a point to it all, but I'm gonna be honest, as a druid, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. I was not invited to that meeting. Already known, already known. Damn. Unlucky. Well, at least I can sell them. Well, no, I can't sell the boots. I can sell the chests. The chest pad, though. Sell. Yeah, I already have those. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what else to do, because that was going to be my main thing, was going to be farming Noble Garden today, and I am going to be calling it soon. So maybe we'll just call it a little bit early today. Yeah, I'm just really tired. Thank you for joining me. Stream will be returning tomorrow in the morning. I don't yet know what we're gonna play, but boy, are we gonna play something. Oh, wait, I think I was gonna play Friday Night Funkin'. We'll see how my shoulder and wrist feel. I keep accidentally, like, straining myself doing, like, moving stuff, so we'll see how that goes. But we will definitely play something. But yes, thank you for coming, thank you for hanging out, everybody. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been your captain speaking, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Take care.